Tracy, it's been brilliant having you at Educafe today as part of World Hearing Day.
Yeah. Today I've been invited to look inside people's ears, so I took my otoscope and had a look inside. Some people were concerned that they might have wax inside their ears. Some people were asking me about advice about how to manage earwax. Some people weren't sure if they had a wax problem at all or not. So most people were fine. Some people did have a bit of wax and I helped them with that. One thing that people didn't know, I guess, is that wax will always form, but using olive oil and things keeps it soft. So we're talking about that and how often to have it removed. And also sometimes if you think you might have a hearing loss, having the wax sorted first is a good step, because then you can see what your hearing levels are like after that. As a first port of call. So yeah, I did look in quite a few people's ears today. Yeah, and that sparked other conversations.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And yeah, what about those other conversations? What were the main questions that people were asking?
Yeah. So yeah, I was asked a few things that surprised me. So quite a few people didn't know that, for example, if you have any concerns about your hearing, you just need to go to your GP and request a hearing test, that it's free of charge, and that if you need hearing aids, you can have those fitted. Okay. Some questions are around, well, how do you know you have a hearing loss in the first place? So we talked about the fact that sometimes the first sign is that you just find it more difficult to hear a noise, for example. Or it could be that as you turn away or someone else is walking away as they speak to you, you're not quite catching what they said. So sometimes it's not about volume, but it's about clarity and not quite being able to fill in the gaps. It's often the first sign that you can have hearing loss at any age, but there is an age-related hearing loss that starts at 55 generally, and your hearing tends to get worse from that too.
Yes.
So it's something to look out for, and that it's also that's important in terms of brain health. So those were the types of things I talked about.
And then you came, so you were upstairs talking to the adults,
Yeah.
and then you came down here to the parent village, and you talked to some parents and carers about their kids. What sort of questions were parents asking about their children's hearing?
Yeah, so that was quite interesting. So we talked about the fact that all children these days are tested in the first few days after birth. They're all screened for hearing loss, so that's great. But perhaps one of the things that isn't known about is that actually you can still develop a hearing loss as a child up until the age of 16. So you still need to look out for any signs of hearing loss. So we shared some information about milestones in terms of what you would expect in terms of speech and language development, but also in terms of the child's responsiveness and things that could point to the fact that actually it's a good idea to have your children's hearing tested. To see if we can pick up anything. So one of the most common forms of hearing loss in children is glue ear. So we talked a lot about that, and if the child's hearing changes when they have coughs and colds, for example, it could be affecting their hearing, and that could affect how well they're doing at school, how they respond to instructions, listening to the television, they might ask it to be louder, that sort of thing, or they might speak loudly. So there are all sorts of conversations really, lots there.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much. Just being here, raising awareness about the issues and questions people have and the help that's available to them has been amazing. So we're so grateful to you and to Louise for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.